Hello beloveds, my name is Evonne Wildheart and welcome to the cycle report for the 28th of June 2019. I come to you from Dja Dja Wurrung country in Central Highlands, Victoria, Australia in the Southern Hemisphere. So I haven't done a cycle report in a couple of weeks. The reason being that I have felt the need to just come into stillness over this winter solstice period. So winter solstice was 7 days ago. So we are now past winter solstice. We have finished an earth cycle and we are starting a new one. So we are 7 days into a new earth cycle of the next 12 months. So this is a time of the void, and we're sort of really in between the spaces, the deep newness. So not the descent, we are ascending from here into the summer solstice period in 6 months time. So the days are getting longer, so which comes with it with the newness. So whatever is happening between now and Imbolc, which is in August the 2nd, is the gestation or the conception or the seed sowing of what we want to happen the next 12 months, or what is going to happen the next 12 months. So whatever happens at the start of a cycle sets the scene for what's to come. Now in this time of this really new ascent in the deep, it's still the deep darkness, like we've just come over that point of the longest night of the year last Friday, and it comes with a stillness. And this is what I've really been feeling in the last couple of weeks. And I just wanted to read this by Eckhart Tolle, Stillness Speaks, which has jumped out at me in the last couple of weeks. And this particular quote, and I want to read: "Pay attention to the gap between the two thoughts, the brief, the silent space between words in conversation, between the notes of a piano or a flute, or the gap between the in-breath and out-breath. When you pay attention to those gaps, awareness of something becomes just awareness. The formless dimensions of pure consciousness arise from within you and replaces the identification with form." So this really spoke to me in terms of the gestation of our ideas, of what is sort of happening at the moment. And if you listen to Abraham Hicks and know the law of attraction, they talk about getting into that space of stillness where there is nothingness, but there's everything. When you connect out of your body and out of your head and connect to the expansive sky space, the star space, the cosmic space, which holds all the ideas and thoughts and, our dreamings, our dreamscape. We can sit in that and bring it through and out into the physical format. So now's the time to think and gestate of ideas and projects and dreams and manifest the things that we want to bring in for the next 12 months. But it requires the stillness and the space in between to allow us to connect to the cosmic space. The stillness is where the magic happens. The space in between is where the magic happens, which Jane Hardwicke Collings always says, the space in between is where the magic happens. We are in that space right now, and this is where the magic happens, right here and right now. So pay attention to what's happening, pay attention to your thoughts. Are you dreaming something that you really want to call in, but then saying, no, it's not going to happen? Are you squashing those dreams before they even have a chance to gestate underground? And it feels like, you're planting the seeds in this lush, fertile soil that we have here on our earth. It's like a seed. And at the time when winter is, this place in between is where the root growth happens. We might not be able to see it, but it's happening. So let's not crush them, or let's not, stick a fork in between, into those seeds before they even have a chance to start germinating. really nourish and nurture and hold close. And don't speak too much about it to people, because, you know, people are very good at finding holes in stuff, you know. So just keep your dreams and your intentions close to your heart, because that's where they sit pure. It's like when we always go out in wilderness solo and things like that, we talk about not telling too many people, because, you know, the more people you tell, the potency of that wears off, because it allows more holes to be poked through it. So just keep those spells and the dreamings close in here for the moment, until you start to see them shoot up or start to grow into and flower. And then of course that's, you know, that's the fullness, that's what we're coming into, that's the spring and the summer of going, yes, look, and that's the outer space, but here is a deep inner still space. Moon cycle, we're on a balsamic moon. We are moving into a dark moon, which is on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and it's a special dark moon because it is an eclipse season. So we have 2 eclipses between this new moon is an eclipse, and the full moon and the following is also an eclipse. And now I've always spoke that I'm not an astrologer, but I do know from my experience of eclipses that they can hold very potent magic or times of deep transformation, whether it's inner or outer, a lot of movement. And I've just listened to the Kaypacha report for this week, and he certainly talks about this place of the endings and the beginnings, and a lot of transformation and a lot of extraction of things that we can't take into the new paradigm of the age of Aquarius, is which we're coming up to. So I'll put Kaypacha link into the notes below for you to have a listen to. I always find it very insightful. My personal cycle, I am day 18, and what that looks like, that I've come off the peak of energy and I am now descending. I did take note this week that it's very handy for me to be ovulating on a moon descent, because I usually get my car cleaned and I do the things like getting rid of stuff that I no longer want, but have a flurry of energy around it, which feels really good. It gets lots of stuff done. But now I'm on this further descent towards bleeding, and I can feel myself, you know, tying up loose ends and finishing up and coming back into my body more. So that is happening. I think that's really about it. Just a few sort of, so red tent questions, general questions. What are you gestating during this time of, you know, moving into this new space in this new 12 months? What are you gestating? And become very clear on that, so you can put full energy of intentions through it. And what are you letting go under this dark moon? And what transformation can you see unfolding with this eclipse season? A couple of events. My deep soul journeying is happening, which is online, which is a 12 session program that takes you through birth and sacred wound and your lover self and your red thread, and turning what's your superpower and your ancestors. So that is happening online, and that can start anytime. I've got some beautiful women who are magical, amazing people going through it right now. That also will be in the links below. In Central Highlands, Victoria, we've got the School of Shamanic Womancraft, Moon Song, connecting with shamanic dimensions of pregnancy, and also Autumn Woman Harvest Queen happening here in Central Victoria on July the 19th, 20th and 21st. Links below. And also the School of Shamanic Womancraft 4 Seasons Journey in Tasmania, which I in turn teaching for next year, is happening with Jane Hardwicke Collings and Kristen Lee Reid down in Tassie. What an awesome opportunity. And also you got the 4 Seasons Journey in Victoria with Nymh Fox and Sarah Miller and Mullumbimby and Blue Mountains and Central Coast New South Wales. So much going on. But for now, stillness and holding your deep intentions from my heart to your beautiful hearts. I send you so much love. Thank you for listening.